There's a good chance that your sitcom script lacks this one key thing that I'm going to explain in this video. Focus. We need to know exactly what your sitcom characters are trying to achieve. Last time we looked at pursuit. Your character is going after something. That's when the episode really starts. They're off. They're up and running. They're going after something that they think will bring them happiness or contentment or will fix the world in some way. But where's the finish line? How will they know if they've won? In fact, how will we know if they've won? If we're confused, we're not laughing because confusion is the enemy of comedy. You might think it's clear what your character is trying to do, but it's probably not clear enough. Let's say your character is trying to save their business from going under, or lose weight, or improve their marriage. A sitcom character can't spend 25 minutes vaguely trying to improve their life. How are they trying to save their business? From what? Or what? How am I going to know that the business or marriage has been saved? I'm asking a lot of questions, aren't I? It's annoying, isn't it? Lots of questions is annoying, but you don't want the audience to be asking lots of questions during your sitcom, because if they're confused, they're not laughing. You want them to be clear about what's going on so that they can sit back and enjoy the quest, the conflict, and the comedy. So, what's the solution? It's in this word, particular. The character's pursuit should be particular, so that we know exactly what they're trying to achieve, by what time, and what the consequences will be if they fail. I worked on the first 2 series of Miranda, the BBC TV comedy show, and during that time, it was a very happy time, I developed a phrase which we used a lot in plotting that show, and it is this: the clear toss, which is short for the clearly definable terms of success. We would ask ourselves a lot, what is the clear toss of this story? Is there going to be a clear, imaginable moment in the future where your character succeeds or fails? What are we going to see on the screen? Is there a ceremony, a ritual, a moment? What is your episode heading towards? What is the tangible symbol of success that the character is trying to reach out and touch and maybe hold in their hand? Is it a trophy, a totem, an heirloom, something with sentimental value or emotional significance that must be preserved behind glass forever, or must be smashed into 1,000 pieces? Sometimes it isn't something we see. It could be something that we hear, a verdict, a declaration, a confession, a form of words, not guilty, or sorry, or you were right, or I'm proud of you. It needs to be clear. You, the writer, needs to be clear. Your character's pursuit must be particular. What exactly are they trying to do? By when? Or what? That's what we need next. A deadline, a ticking clock that adds pressure. That means the character has to act now. It may just be a deadline imposed by the task, like a driving test tomorrow at 4 o'clock that has to be passed. It could be an heirloom that must be preserved because it's 10 years to the day since mum died. Be particular so that we know what the character is trying to do, what success looks like, and failure. What we're going to see, what we're going to hear, and why it has to be now. Let's take an example of Rhoda. She wants to lose weight. But how much weight, by when, or what? This is going to be a hard one because losing weight takes time. Now, I suppose there could be a verdict, a moment, a weigh-in, standing on the scales, but that doesn't feel like a public event unless Rhoda is a boxer. Rhoda is not a boxer. Losing weight isn't a sitcom goal. Getting into a dress before your anniversary dinner is. So how about this? It's Rhoda's wedding anniversary and she's trying to lose weight so that she can get into a dress, a nice clear prop, that she wore on her first date that her husband happened to mention that he really liked. The anniversary dinner is 3 days away and the dress won't go on. The deadline is looming and the zip won't close. Throughout the episode, we now understand what she's aiming for, what success looks like, and why it's terrible that her overly sensitive sister turns up with fish and chips and a huge tub of ice cream for them both. That's now funny because this is a comedy, remember, and we want funny. It's funny because we know what Rhoda wants to do and why this is now going to be a really big problem. What is she going to do in that moment? Is she going to pretend to eat the chips and hide them in various places? Is she going to pretend to be ill or charm her sister or tell her sister she's insensitive? That all depends entirely on Rhoda and her personality. How she goes about her particular quest depends on her personality, and that is what I call your passion. But we'll get onto that next time. So if you want a notice of that, subscribe to my blog and you'll get an outline of this video and will be alerted when the next video drops. Thanks for watching.